Okay guys, welcome back. I'm just going to make a little quick video. There is some news coming out basically, and I want to talk about this particular news. Micro strategy. So let me just quickly take you to there. Okay, let's do micro strategy news, Bitcoin news, right? News. Bitcoin, right? So this is what's happening right now. MicroStrategy recently, so last week, they talked about how they were going to have convert some of their stocks and bring out 600 million. Then a few days later, he's so bullish, he said, no, do you know what, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go and buy $900 million worth, right? And now he's basically gone out and he's currently made it into 105, whatever you want to call it, so just over 1 billion anyway. That will then take his total investment, so what he already has, 1.3 billion he already has, and if he puts another billion in there, that will make it exactly 2.35 billion. So he will definitely be bigger than Tesla. And this is what I was talking about earlier on the video as well, that the competition now is fear of missing out. It's like who gets in and who comes in bigger. That's what's happening. And also MicroStrategy is not they're not stupid. That's kind of what their company is based on. If you look at Michael Saylor, the fella on the thing, what you'll understand is this is what they do. It's all about strategizing, making more money, right? This is what they're doing, and he knows something, right? So he understands, just like myself. He's understood. He's like, he knows there's a wall of money coming in, so he's ready for it. And so he wants to be a little bit better than Tesla. And already, if you look at when he previously bought the Bitcoin, he's already like, I think he's I think he's like doubled, if not tripled his money already. So that's been good. Also, another thing I wanted to mention was, like, for example, Tesla. When Tesla went in, from when he went in to where he is now, he's actually in, I think, 750 or 800 million in profit. Funny thing, as a funny fact, right? The whole of last year, his Tesla, the company, the whole of last year didn't make that amount. They've made more than they made in 1 year in the last few weeks, basically. So that's something you have to understand as well. So this is the current latest breaking news, and I will tell you this video, the purpose of this video, right? So I'm looking at the market and I can see how currently right now, and the time, what's the time now? Let me have a look at the time. So the time now is 9:10. So we've just made a new candle, and you can see we're at 55,855, right? And we did kind of almost touch the 56, I believe, but I'm going to have a quick look into this to double check. No, we didn't. This is it. So this is the one that we've made. So yeah, we went close. We went 50 close. Yeah, so we went to 55,962, as you can see. So we were only about I don't know what, $38 away from hitting the 56,000. And so yeah, I mean, we're definitely pumping hard. Also, another thing I've noticed, I've just quickly popped over to Ethereum. Ethereum kind of took a little bounce last few hours, but it's trying to pick up again, and it will ultimately, listen, it will pick up, right? So anybody on Ethereum worried, don't worry too much. Coming back to Bitcoin, if Bitcoin goes up, and I've got as I said, Bitcoin might dip. If Bitcoin dips, what levels can we expect Bitcoin to dip? And the reason I'm saying this is obviously coming back to this news where Michael Saylor, right? So we're coming back to this particular news and we're saying, right, we know this geezer is going to buy. But one thing we also know is every other time he bought, and he bought it twice prior to this, right? He bought it during a dump. So has he already bought it and he's very bullish and everything? Or is he planning to buy at the dip that is coming, that I'm predicting, right? And I'm predicting it based on logic. So ultimate question is like, okay, we do get a dump, what's going to happen, right? You can see a few days ago I drew a line here, and that was our previous, basically, when we hit that high, when we hit that 50,000 high. And if you look carefully, the line's still intact, but what's happened is we constantly tap this. This became our new support, right? Which is really good. And as you can see, every time we went down, that was the lowest we went to, and we bounced back over there. So looking at all of this, now where do we see our support is the question, right? So again, I'm going to draw another horizontal ray here, and I'm just going to put it around this, and I'm just being rough. I'm not doing anything perfect here at all, right? And you can see where our new support is forming. So this is on the hourly. If I move it over to the 4 hourly, we might be able to see some better data as well. But yeah, again, on 4 hourly, it's pretty much showing the same thing. So this might be our new support, and resistance obviously doesn't exist, so that's a different story. I'm also keeping an eye on the 200 week moving average, and that's also fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Also looking at the Bitcoin investor tool, again, we haven't popped over. I'm still very good. In fact, let's have a little zoom in and see what's going on here. Yes, we have not even touched the line, so we're still safe, right? There's nothing going on there. The heat map here, if we zoom into this particular area, this is where we are. So this is where it was today. So the heat map hasn't even put a color on it. So we're still good. So it has nothing has heated up. Looking at the, I mean, all of these are fine. I mean, we've just looked at them before. But going back to this, the market's heating up, right? This is what's important. The market is heating up, and I could see a lot of things changing. Right? Okay, look, we've just done it, right? While we're here, we just done it. New market top, 56,273. Is it going to stop? Is it going to dump? What is going to happen, right? This is the question right now I believe everybody's having in their minds. And let me zoom into it a little bit. So we're going to go into the 15-minute, right? So yeah, again, we're pumping. And we've got a line here. So if we do have a dump, we want to try and do a measuring tool. Let's see if we got it here. There we go. We've got a nice little measuring tool. And if we take it from here and we put it up to this level here, right, where is it? Just here, right? What are we looking at? So if we are to measure this, it's a 7.5% dump. If we do get one, we might get a 7.5% dump. But then again, things could easily change, and we could actually have probably a little bit more. So let me just quickly just leave it, bring it here and say, right, okay, we might have worst case scenario. Where could we have? And if we do, then we could potentially see a 10% dump. So we're looking at a 10% dump, which will bring us back down to the 50,000 levels. And, you know, if we want to go even worse than that and say, right, okay, right, if we believe that we're going to go and, you know, probably go even worse, we can actually calculate that as well and say, right, how far can we go down if worst case scenario comes in. Again, if I just take it from the bottom that I've got here, and as you can see, even the lines, and I'm going to talk about the lines in a bit, right? This particular color that you're seeing, I'll talk about it so you'll understand. So even if we look at this, we're looking at an 18%, right? So if we do get a dump, we can look as worst case scenario up to 18%. On a best case scenario, I'm looking at about 7%. As I mentioned earlier, the market is going to do a few things quite different to how it's done before. Now let's come to our what these colors represent, right? So what we're looking at is called the Fibonacci. Actually, another YouTuber, Crypto Crew, he actually bought this out yesterday. I had a look at it. It's quite good. It does give you a really nice little idea about when the market bottoms are, when the market tops are, when is the good time to buy. So if you look at this central green line just going along here, right, this is like kind of the medium point. So if you want the best bargain, you want to pick it up around this particular green line. And fortunately for us, we can see our current line that I've just randomly put in this video is actually meeting the median line, right, which is really good. That means if we do get a dump, we should happily bounce on this and then come back up again, right? But if we break below, it's still fine because we have the bottom here, and so far the bottom from the Fibonacci is showing us is actually, so it's a Fibonacci, it's actually showing us would be 49,073. So we can also put a nice little horizontal ray here just so we mark it and say, right, this is what we're looking at. We change the color a little bit and say, right, this green is what we're looking at to be the worst case scenario. Anything below that is a whole different story, but I wouldn't really look at that. However, this video has another purpose as well. I want to go back to this and kind of hopefully make you understand something. MicroStrategy is buying. Number one, we know there is a dump coming. Number two, question now remains, what are you supposed to do, or what am I going to do? And I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm not selling anything. I'm going to buy the dip, but I'm not selling anything. Why? Because the moment this enters, somebody else enters, somebody else enters. I think we're going to snap. We're going to snap, and this is going to go easily to about 1.5. I've got a feeling we are about to snap. This is about to snap. I mean, forget these volumes. These are minuscule volume. I'm not even looking at this. I'm looking at this, and I'm thinking this is gonna pop. I wouldn't be surprised if we end up doing, you know, 100 billion, 200 billion, 300 billion increases here until we had about 1.5 trillion here very soon. Because I mean, as I said, there's a wall of money coming in. So that's I'm not a financial advisor, but what I will do, I would not sell any Bitcoin right now. I wouldn't take any profits. No point even thinking about picking the dips. The dips are going to be maybe around 7%, as I showed you on this particular chart here. Worst case scenario we're looking at is maximum about 7%. Guys, don't take the risk for that 7%, because we could easily snap up, keep on going up without stopping. And remember, earlier on I also told you that we're looking at the 63,000 level, okay, which is still drawn here, which is the Fibonacci 1272, and I've got a feeling that, you know, we're going to do this very soon. We might even end up doing it, you know, within the next few hours, if not definitely within a day or two. We're definitely targeting this, because right now we're in no man's land. There's nothing here, right? So based on that, we know that we have to find a good little price point somewhere where we have to go and settle, and that's what I'm looking at. So everything is pointing that worst case scenario we might come down to at this particular 49,000 level, 50,000 level, whatever you want to call it. And on the best case scenario, we are going to the 63. So 63 is not off the books. Once we get to that hurdle, then, as you already know that I've talked about it, the 70 is not far, and 79 is the 1618 golden ratio, which is exactly what I'm hoping we go to, and then we decide what do we do. So right now, as I mentioned before, for us to move 20% down is not, we've seen it happens, 20-30%. Well, for us to go up 20-30% is not really impossible either. It's more probable. So right now I'm a lot more bullish. As I said, I'm not personally selling anything. I'm going to only buy the dips if they come. If not, then I'm not touching anything. I'm just staying as it is, because right now market's about to go parabolic. So just a quick video. Hopefully this helps, especially for the community. A lot of the guys ask a lot of things, so I'm hoping this helps everybody, and I'll catch you on the next one. I'm not going to edit anything. I'm just going to leave it and just send it to you guys so you can see, because this is time sensitive. So I'll see you then, and I'll see you on another one. Take care. Bye bye.